You've probably heard those powerful words from the UN Charter's Preamble before. But what if they're more than just a poetic intro? What if they're a code? Well, that's what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to crack that code and uncover the hidden value system that gives the Preamble its real power.
I mean, listen to that. These words just carry so much weight. They were forged in the ashes of World War II, so they weren't just text on a page. No, they were a solemn promise, a promise born from unimaginable loss, a promise to build a totally different kind of future.
And that really is the central question here. Because the part we all know, this visible text, it's actually resting on this massive, invisible foundation. A whole system of unwritten values that gives the entire document its true meaning and its power. So to find that hidden foundation, we've got to understand how the blueprint itself was even made. We have to go back to that moment in 1945, when people from 50 nations got together, absolutely determined to build something new out of the wreckage of the old world.
You see, a preamble is way more than just an introduction. The whole idea is ancient, really. It's meant to be a persuasive tool. Its job is to earn your trust and basically set the moral compass for everything that's about to follow. It tells you the why before you ever get to the what.
And you can see how this idea has been evolving for centuries. I mean, it goes all the way back to Plato, who thought every law needed one to explain its moral purpose. Fast forward a bit, and you've got a Byzantine emperor putting values like justice right into his preambles. Then, of course, the U.S. Constitution makes that "We the People" opening famous. So by 1945, the Preamble was the perfect tool to capture this global promise. We have to learn from the past.
And that was exactly the goal in 1945. Jan Smuts, who was one of the key people drafting the Preamble, he insisted that it had to appeal to the heart just as much as the mind. This wasn't supposed to be some dry legal exercise. It was an attempt to channel a worldwide feeling of hope into a document that could actually guide humanity forward.
Okay, so if the written words were all about appealing to our hearts and minds, what were the powerful, unwritten ideas holding the whole thing up? What's the invisible part of that iceberg we talked about?
Well, it turns out the answer is 3. The entire value system of the Preamble, the whole thing, rests on 3 fundamental, unstated assumptions. These are its axioms, truths that are considered so basic, so foundational, they don't even have to be written down. So here they are, the 3 pillars. First, you have morality. This is the core belief that right and wrong are real, objective things. Without that, nothing else works. Second, the unity of humanity. The idea that, we're all in this together, part of one single community. And third, the pursuit of happiness. The belief that any kind of progress should, at the end of the day, make people's lives better.
And this is where you can see exactly how that hidden code gives power to the text we all know and read. That unwritten belief in morality, that's what makes the written promise of justice and international law mean anything at all. That unwritten idea of human unity, that's what gives real weight to the phrase dignity and worth of the human person. And that unspoken pursuit of happiness is the engine that drives the goal of social progress. You see, each hidden axiom fuels a written promise. It's amazing.
But here's the thing. This code isn't just some dusty relic from 1945. Understanding this hidden structure actually helps us solve a huge criticism of the Preamble, and it shows that it's a living, breathing document.
So this famous legal scholar, Hans Kelsen, he came along and posed this brilliant challenge. He basically said the Preamble has a logical flaw. He asked, how can you tell the difference between the goals, the destination, and the methods, the path you take to get there? To him, the whole thing seemed hopelessly confused.
Let's actually look at what he meant. Is practice tolerance a method, a way of behaving? Yeah, for sure. Is promote social progress a goal, a state you want to achieve? Absolutely. But what about live together as good neighbors? Is that a method or is it a goal? It feels like both, right? Kelsen argued that this confusion, this ambiguity, made the Preamble legally weak.
And this is the incredible part. The solution is that what Kelsen saw as a flaw is actually the Preamble's greatest strength. A value isn't just one or the other. It's both a way of acting and a state to be achieved. It's the journey and the destination. The very act of working towards peace, well, that's a form of peace itself.
And this is how you can see values evolve over time. Just think about it. For most of human history, slavery was just a normal part of society. Then ending it became a radical goal. Today, the idea that slavery is morally wrong is a fundamental, unwritten axiom that we all start with. So you see, the goal of one generation becomes the starting point, the obvious truth for the next. The Preamble's code is designed to work in exactly this way.
Which brings us to one final big thought. If values are this constantly evolving code, and every generation gets to add to it, what's the unwritten value that our generation is working on right now? What goal are we trying to achieve today that will become the obvious, unspoken truth for tomorrow?